Hey, everybody, welcome back to the bridge here on Section Nerdy One. I definitely just tried to spit a piece of popcorn out of my desk.
Out of your mouth?
I have popcorn to watch the show with, and I did it again. Damn it. We're all together here tonight, y'all. It's me and John, and we're back. We're back with our Trek watch-alongs. I'm excited, John. Today are episodes that I know of from the name and from the content, but I don't know if I've actually seen these. So tonight is 11001001, which is the Binar episode.
Yes.
And then
it's actually the one that was teased 2 episodes ago when they said they were getting their computer upgrade.
Huh. Okay. And the other episode is the episode actually we talked about during the episode of Lower Decks where they go to Starbase 80.
Yes.
Because there's an Easter egg, and you told me about it, and that's all I know about it. So I know that a piece of the show shows up in that show.
There is another very interesting Easter egg that will come up, and I'll touch on it when we get there, but it involves a costume being worn that was sold in an auction and turned around and purchased by a fan production of Star Trek back about 10, 12 years ago, and was worn by Denise Crosby when she came on that fan production and filmed an episode.
Nice.
It's one of those things that nobody needs to know this, and I don't know why I do, but I do.
Which fan production? Because I do not recall.
Mm-hmm. So that would be, it was originally Star Trek Phase 2.
Oh, right. I didn't realize she was in that.
And it's sort of still around, but as a studio tour in Ticonderoga, New York.
Oh, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that was part of the actual fan production. I thought he was just doing that out of the nerdy giddiness of his heart.
Yeah, no, he started making the sets for his fan show.
Right.
And honestly, the 2 big ones, this one and another one was filmed down in Georgia. I like this one more myself.
Yeah.
I actually helped support it with some Kickstarter campaigns way back 10 years ago. Or actually quite a bit longer, closer to 15 years ago. They ended up having George Takei, I tried to say Chekhov. You know what I'm saying. So
Walter Koenig.
Yes, Walter Koenig.
I was sitting here going, Pavel Koenig. Nope, that's not right.
No. So George Takei, a really poignant episode with Walter Koenig.
Yeah.
And there were several other people that were in with that as well. The big thing with that one was that their sets were so beautifully made. The creator, James Colley, had worked with the production designer or the costume designer for the original series. And over the years, he had gotten a lot of the blueprints from the production. So he was able to remake most of the sets, not only to the exact measurements and specifications, but also laid them all out in a former car dealership in exactly the order they were on the Desilu studio lot.
That's cool.
So,
very cool. All right, so are we ready to dive into the first episode tonight?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, let's hit it then. Let me click the right button. All right, and if you're out there watching with us, queue up right at 0 mark. The timestamp will appear here throughout as I remember to wiggle my mouse. If you get lost and you need a timestamp real quick, message it and we'll throw it up there. Otherwise, we're going to get rolling. We are going to turn this down. Holy livid crap.
I'm just getting a black screen, by the way.
Oh, you know what I just realized?
I don't know.
I did not turn off hardware acceleration. How do I do that? Crap. Memory saver. Crud. Well, folks, this is where the Nerd Network really falls short on.
This is what makes us fun.
That's one word for it. Hardware acceleration. Google Chrome. I'm asking Google how to fix itself. All right. Settings and system. It was behind the light. Graphics acceleration. Oh, crap.
You don't say.
Well, gonna need you to queue it up on your side, bud, because it wants me to relaunch Google Chrome, and I can't do that without turning the stream off.
Well then, I will give that a try. Let's see what happens here.
Technology, folks. Unless it comes through now for you.
Yeah, I'm not getting it. Which is funny. I'm getting everything on the screen, except, I get the controls and everything, just no picture.
That's hysterical.
Let me let me get out of Discord, since that's not going to help us. Yeah, and that helps my volume too. And you can still hear me okay, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. But I still have my Paramount Plus. All righty. This is how we make everybody out there feel a little bit better about their own online experience.
Right, exactly. All right. Now you good? Or you still need a minute?
I'm almost there. I'm getting it. Okay. I'm assuming, will I still get the audio from it? Or am I just going to use my own audio?
You can mute, right-click on the Discord window and mute from your end. Or we can just jump out of Discord.
I'm completely out of Discord right now. So
okay. Yeah, you won't get the audio from your end.
I won't get your audio?
I hope.
What timestamp do I need to be at?
0000.
Alrighty. And I am ready then.
And we will hit play now. So is this Earth Space Dock?
No. It's Starbase 74.
Thank you.
We just didn't have enough money. So, yes, it's Earth Space Dock. It's literally, they edited out the NCC 1701 and it makes no sense because the ship is way too big for that.
Wow.
Even if it was the same design. But it is cool. It's the first time you get to see the Enterprise pulling at any kind of dock. I do like the music in this episode and neat little flourishes of the theme song.
Yeah.
And I love that visual. That was one of the
Yeah.
first really good effects that they did that gave it a sense of scale. And hey, Majel Barrett. And funny, that's the NCC 1701 docking port from the movies.
Ha!
Just redressed because they still had the set.
That's cool.
Or an episode and a half ago. Hey, look at that. Equality.
Oh, this is going to get old quick.
Mm. Hmm.
Hmm. Wow. My personal relaxation light. That's called a lamp.
Foreshadowing.
Wow.
With walking with him from the airlock?
Right?
Hey guys, they can hear you.
Right. Like you're having a conversation right there. I'm sorry. Well, it is tied to a giant space station right now, but 2 episodes ago you were screaming at this kid that he was ridiculous. And now you left the most powerful ship in the fleet at his command.
Yeah, I get the whole good work. This was the first time that they had that they've docked, that they've been.
Right.
So yeah, it was kind of a Picard going, "Hey, great job on your first semester."
Mm-hmm.
And this is funny. One of the characters that we're going to see a hologram here um, was originally destined for the big goodbye, the big holodeck episode,
Yeah.
and ended up being shifted out. But they liked the idea enough that they kept the idea. They just had to shift the episode. So as we have a moment here, if you have a chance, the podcast done by the two gentlemen who were on Enterprise called the Decon Chamber
Yeah.
had Brian, Brian Fuller on, who was originally going to be the showrunner for Discovery. And he had some very interesting information on how different the show ended up being before he or after he ended his involvement.
Right.
Very interesting. It's also an imaginary game that they've never shown. However, people get injured doing it all the time.
I just picture him freaking out and like bat-lapping someone to death because he thinks they cheated. I think it's funny that the computer turned off and the panel he touched turned on again.
True.
Wow.
I mean, not wrong, but you can kind of see that painting I've mentioned before in the back. It's like a nebula scene, but with human organs. Yep. Well, never mind. It'll come around eventually. Or Epstein.
Sorry, all I heard there was Erskine, and all I could think of was Super Soldier Serum.
So in the original script, this person who was this amazing Dr. Epstein, whatever, was only 26 years old.
Hang on, because they're so jarring. Two questions. Are these children playing the binars?
Apparently, I don't believe so.
They're just shorter people. And what were you saying?
Yep. Oh, that this cybernetics doctor would only end up being that she's talking about as some amazing person was going to only be like 26 years old.
Really?
But they ended up cutting the scene that had originally been written of the two of them actually meeting. Not boys.
Well, she looks angry. It's kind of like Kate Mulgrew.
A little bit. The soundtrack for this episode is done by Ron Jones. He's the one that we talked about a few episodes back that I found on iTunes and in other places. There's like 43 hours of music from him from Star Trek that's been posted. And this is one of the shows that has a huge amount of original music in it.
I dig it. And Riker was never heard from again. Like, oh, look, his anxiety is increased.
Doing it in a computer generated gen joint like this. Love that line. And that was actually those actresses, the actors speaking, and they pitched and adjusted the frequency and the speed of their speech.
That's cool. You can see Wesley like twitching. I can tell they sped this up.
Mm-hmm. This is a good example. That panel behind the commander and now behind them that has the label on it and is the same color as the rest of the bridge.
Huh.
Hi, 2025. We're looking at you.
Yep.
But those panels were nothing in this show or in this season. But starting in second season, they became panel readouts instead of just walls.
Okay.
It was one of the changes in season 2 that's kind of jarring once you're used to seeing it since it was only that first season.
Yeah.
Now we get to see Jonathan Frakes and his ability to play the trombone.
And these guys' ability to not really play big instruments.
So there is a story that Jonathan Frakes has told on several podcasts now. That he has a gold record from the band Fish. He had been asked because he happened to live near, I believe, near one of the band members. And he had been asked to come play the trombone on a track from from one of their albums.
I dig it.
I'm trying to remember which album it is, but I'm pulling it up right now. From their hit album.
Well, she was programmed to, so.
So the 1994 album Hoist, he tried going in and playing the song, found out very quickly that it was beyond his capabilities with a trombone. And there is I believe it's a 29-second track on the album, because he had this mailbox out in front of his house that, I don't remember if it was a cow or a house. It was some kind of unique mailbox that had been hit several times. And the band took the practice tracks of him trying to play the trombone and edited it into a 29-second track called Riker's Mailbox.
That's awesome. Huh.
Sorry,
What he's
5-month-old
asking.
cat just attacked me.
What he's asking is, can I bang the hell out of you?
Huh. Caught red-handed. Incredible. You speak French. Hey, check my screen.
Oh.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Rock is like, don't you fucking dare.
Get out of here, man.
Chateau Picard.
Technically, just would have been the language bank because every language would be foreign technically. So,
Yep.
I've always loved that painting. I don't know why. I just aesthetically I like it. Afraid not. I've been saving the ship too much. I'm not allowed to now. Yeah, the story would be over too quick.
Right.
So, interesting factoid here. This is actually the first episode that Majel Barrett plays the voice of the computer for the Enterprise.
Cool. You could ask them.
Now, Majel Barrett was the voice for the original series and the animated series, but hadn't done it here until now. And there's also a unnamed male voice too, and they go back and forth as the male voice.
Yep.
How Hey, footage from the original pilot.
Oh yeah.
Cheaper to use the
As all the people are now running out the door. Goodbye, guy commanding the ship.
I don't know why they didn't put one more person on that pad, but okay. Why utilize all of them? So this Eugene Dyransky, who plays Quinteros here, turns out he had actually been in 2 episodes of the original series, including the rather famous episode Mud's Women and then The Mark of Gideon. I did not know that until just now.
His mouth is not moving.
You didn't answer my question.
Yeah.
First time we see Elcar's displays in blue and gray instead of the more common reds and yellows and oranges.
Dig it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Great perspective.
Kind of cool seeing that whole background there.
Yeah.
Hey, I bet you.
Oh, look, intro footage.
Yeah. And what they did was they played it in reverse,
Yeah.
stopped it, and then started it back. And kind of cool, just walking empty halls. From when I was like
Okay,
10
real
or
quick.
11, I love
How
those
are they
riddle
not
art.
able to hear it in the holodeck? Like, I would think that a red alert would be the thing that overrides the holodeck.
Should.
Meanwhile, Picard's like, I want one.
So to answer an earlier question, children were considered for the binars, but they found adolescent women to do it, or actually young women. It didn't say adolescents, but
Yeah.
haha.
Maybe step out of the door. Yeah. Yes. No.
Isn't it so comforting to hear her voice so as the computer?
Yeah.
Like up until now, I'd missed that from this season.
Get out of the holodeck.
Kind of nice consistency though, that as they walk away, the door is closed. They could have just
Yeah.
left the doors hanging open, but
Okay.
hey, Guy Vardaman, that was the extra that walked past there. He's not wrong.
Yep.
Wow. Look at that. In lockstep with each other.
Yep.
The
Oh
weapons
shit.
room.
Oh. And thus Picard and Wrecker went Rambo.
It's not that you can't. There's no one to communicate with. I don't know why you want to keep blowing up the ship, but they also just came out of a closet. From this point forward, that's never anything back there beyond just storage.
Wow.
So there you go.
Huh.
Warp
We're
engines, warp
making space
corals,
earlier.
intercoolers. Sorry, just reading off the display
No,
there.
you're good.
Early in the episode, that little black screen was there for no reason for the first time.
Right.
Now we know why. Or you could ask the computer and you'd know exactly.
Yep.
Yep. That damn painting. Well, I mean, that's debatable, but
Yep.
there won't be much else for the Melbourne to do because it was destroyed in the best of both worlds.
I was kind of wondering when that one of the names at 359.
Kind of like it. That actually made some sense. One of the first
Yep.
times they touched that panel and it actually made sense. Well, okay, not so much sense because the. Oh, hey, look. They forgot to remove one of the things hiding the cables on the floor. You see that by the con chair?
Hmm. Well, that seems happy.
Jonathan Frakes has gone on record that he loves this episode and loved the Binars for their quirky interest. He said it was one of the most interesting and unique aliens that they'd come up with in the entire series, and he
It was the
wished
most
that
what? Most
unique
interesting what?
and interesting aliens,
Yeah.
and that he wished that once a year they would have done computer overhauls and shown them again. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that showed up in the blooper reel. Captain, it's enormous.
Uh,
Get on the other position.
Captain, it's enormous. I can't get in.
Oh, just wait.
You know what's really fascinating to me is if they predict a star will go supernova at XYZ time,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know how poles have like a plus or minus 3%
Mm-hmm.
for your margin of error? Since you really can't time that down to the second, that plus or minus is like 500 years.
Yeah.
Like sooner than expected can be the difference in big giant civilization on the planet and Neanderthals cracking rocks against each other.
Yeah, that's true.
Why was that not the first action?
Hmm.
Huh,
That also shows up in the blooper reel.
good lord.
After Wesley's talking about there's some games that he doesn't know how to play yet, but it's about this long, about this big around. Yeah.
Uh,
and, and Riker's trying to figure out how in the hell he knows any of that.
right?
I do really like that music.
Yeah.
And at least it's not Troy, as the captain sits in the seat
right?
in the con.
Dude, I thought that was on the damn screen. I was like, what's happening?
See, listen to that music. It's, a remix of the theme music.
Yeah. And we're back. And more of this shot.
And I don't know what south means, but it's on that gangway plank.
I'm going to go delete that bitch. Or just. Oh, okay. That was his hands with her. Oh, poor Riker. Yeah, especially when one is a program. Wait, where's Troy been this whole episode?
She hasn't been here.
All right, let's jump to the next episode. 3 days later. Oh, nope. All right, we're going to take a little break before the next one.
Absolutely.
I need some more tea. All right, so we'll be right back in a few moments, folks. John, see you in a sec.
See ya.
Hey, everybody. You back with me, John?
Sorry, back.
All good. You ready to roll?
Sure. We're gonna go with that.
A fresh bowl of pop.
Oh, nice. Excuse me. Let me.
Well, I'm ready to watch Joe Biden and Space Hillary Clinton over here talk. So.
Alrighty.
You good?
Yep. I'm ready.
Wait. What?
Oh. Ha. So sorry. I didn't realize you'd started the
Yeah, we're at 32 seconds.
let me get to 32 seconds there myself. Oh, so while we were paused at 32 seconds, if you check the back wall, one of the first times that they show other weapons on the show including a phaser from, I believe it is a Star Trek 3 phaser and maybe a Star Trek 2 phaser in the background. By the way, that is the uniform I'm talking about. The uniform that gentleman's wearing was repurposed later for Denise Crosby in an episode from Star Trek New Voyages / Star Trek Phase 2, as it was renamed eventually.
I dig it.
Alrighty.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, go, or 1, 2, 3, go?
Whichever.
1, 2, 3, go.
You're in good hands with Allstate. Sorry, I feel like he should be saying that. Will die.
Yeah, that's in a wall. Did you see his face?
Mm-hmm.
What was he doing?
I don't know.
Hello, Professor X. That seemed a little awkward.
So originally this was written by DC Fontana, who is well known as a writer for Star Trek. It was heavily rewritten by Gene Roddenberry's lawyer, Leonard Maislish. DC Fontana, who was a storied member of production for Star Trek over the years, quit the show and lodged a complaint with the Writers Guild of America.
Nice.
The incident also convinced the producer Maurice Hurley that Roddenberry no longer was fully capable of understanding what he was doing. And control of the writing staff ended up shifting a few times from this point forward.
Gotcha.
Also, the makeup job on it was not great for
Right.
Jameson there. Also, by the way, that was the first appearance of an admiral's uniform on Star Trek.
Okay. Like of any Star Trek?
Q wore a dress version. Well, yeah, honestly, up until that point, the admirals had never had a really. In the movies, Kirk had an additional bit of gold piping along his tearaway portion, but otherwise, It's kind of new. Um, ah, Jameson's wife, actress Marcia Hunt, became the oldest living Star Trek performer. She just passed away in 2022 at 104 years old.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hmm. And another veteran Star Trek actor, Michael Pataki, who is the gentleman on screen just now that was giving the rundown, played played Korax, the Klingon that was uh, had a very large part in the Trouble with Tribbles.
Okay.
He is the Klingon that calls Kirk a Danubian slime devil, and that the Enterprise is a garbage scow. Hey, Troy's back.
I know. I guess they just couldn't afford
Well, in the last episode
Marina Sirtis.
there was a love interest for Riker, so they couldn't
Yeah.
have Troy hanging around. The prop for his wheelchair cost $10,000 and didn't work for most of the show.
What?
Uh-oh.
I'm coming, Gladys.
Hmm. The arms for hostage element was apparently inspired by the Iran-Contra affair.
Hmm.
And Livingston, the lionfish in the background, one of the first times you see him. See him there?
The fish?
Uh-huh.
It's a lionfish.
It is. It's Livingston the lionfish.
Okay. Well, he looks like a 5-year-old in that thing. Ah, George is like, I'm watching you, old man. Oh.
Oh, that's an interesting new. The two images were a remastered edition.
Meanwhile, you're still old. I'm feasting upon the hearts of children.
Hmm. There's a rare case of actual professional sounding medical going on there. That
Right? She lied.
By the way, the fish Livingston is named after David Livingston, the producer of the show,
Oh, not.
and was around for the entire 7-year run.
Oh, that's
Sorry,
cool.
I just felt like I needed to get back to that for some reason. Wow, she is 41 years older than the actor that played her husband, him.
Oh,
Hmm.
wow. Oh, God. It's not illegal, though, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah, well, at least shouldn't be doing it. Mhm.
I like her.
Mhm.
He seems like a great man.
Mhm. Ah, that door has two either wear marks or dents in it. If you look
Mm.
2/3 of the way up the door on the left side.
Yeah.
Hey, that's his line.
It's Picard's line. Making it so, Captain.
Foreshadowing.
Uh-huh. Uh, well, this can't end well. What is? Like, he's just chilling.
That was another graphic that was updated heavily from the original in the when they remastered.
Mm-hmm. Seems like an asshole too.
The fact now that you're a cougar and he's a young stud.
Uh huh. Well, he's quite to the stud area yet. Asshole.
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
Yep. Hmm.
Hmm. That's a jacked up determination.
But a fair amount of it is.
Uh huh.
Dun dun dun.
Ba-da-ba.
So, you familiar with the movie Spaceballs?
Yes.
the set from the inside of the ship at the end that the Winnebago flies through.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely used here.
Oh, bridge crew.
Again, a really super fantastic set that they use here.
I think this guy's a little bananas.
And also one of the first really good visuals and uses of the Dustbuster style phaser. And if you notice, that back wall was actually the wall of the Klingon bird of prey hallway in Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home.
Nice. You see the outline of where they're going to cut?
Yep.
Special effects in the early 90s, folks.
That one right there. That is the tunnel that from
Wow.
Spaceballs. The back to the If you take a look at the backdrop, the color of the tunnel changes.
Yeah. Like the music here is just like bum 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 bum.
Interesting use of a handy or the Steadicam there.
Yeah.
You don't normally see that very much.
Not at all.
Or you could have just told him.
Look at him. What's up, Mark? Not much. We're just on the back end of our second episode for our Trick Day watch along. Hey, what's up? How's it over there? Yeah, I got some friends from there.
Those bird statues behind had come from the Q courtroom in the first episode.
Yeah. Picard.
So in the background there, that's actually a model of the city.
Oh, cool.
It's not a matte painting.
Yeah, it's snowing here, so it's not very hot.
Snowing harder here.
It's not frozen, so the timestamp, we can't project the whole episode over the internet because it'll get us copyrighted. If you use Paramount Plus, you can sync up and watch along with us. But that's the only way we can do it. Yes, sir. Well, welcome. It seems like we get a lot of first-time people on this one, don't we, John?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do a lot of gameplay. We do this on Tuesdays. Oh, look, behold my PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, we go through 2 episodes every week and have a little fun geeking out.
And John uses his brain-based bank of trivia.
In fact, I was saying a few moments ago they had the cityscape outside that was an actual model built. That was the last model
Thanks, Mark.
until Birthright Part 1 that was in, I believe, season 7.
Okay. Wait, looks like he's like 15 now.
Actually, in the original script, he was going to de-age to the down as far as the age of 14 and would forget his wife and would end the
Aw.
episode going on a tour of the ship with Wesley.
Have a good night, Mark. Thanks. Welcome to the Nerd Herd. Wow, they really just like hosed him down.
Mm-hmm. He's got a huge amount of teeth on the bottom of his mouth.
He's young, still has them all.
Now, if you take a look at it, it looks like he's got more teeth than he should. I mean, not somehow. We told you how.
Right? Yeah, he is 33 in this episode.
That is actually a Klingon, a modified version of the Klingon rifle from Star Trek 3.
31. I don't think you're going to have to wait long for that revenge.
You see the bird up behind him up on the wall?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Even though you took a compound to get a new lease on life and left me as this old gray-haired lady. Aww.
That guy's a pretty decent actor.
Agreed. He's also dead. He died 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just pulled that up. Well then.
So futile.
He was one of the actor was one of my favorite Klingon characters in The Trouble with Tribbles.
I have not watched that.
Trouble with Tribbles?
Yeah.
We may have to do
a special watch along.
We're going to have to do a special watch along. In fact, what we should do is a special watch along night of The Trouble with Tribbles. And then, as much as this may break everybody's head, being that this is next gen that we're going back over. But watch Trouble with Tribbles, and then the Deep Space Nine episode Trials and Tribulations.
And the short.
Yeah.
Because that short is fun and you know it.
Yeah, it is.
Cool. These 2 episodes were kind of fun. Like I said, I'd heard of
They
both
were.
of these, but I had not watched them.
Mm-hmm.
The poor guy, like, just turns into a kid.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do with you?
Well,
cool.
well.
Any last thoughts before we get out of here, John? Last thoughts. It's been great knowing you, John.
No, I go along with your sentiment there. 2 just pretty decent episodes. This one was a little wordy. There wasn't a whole lot going on, and the biggest part of this episode was the whole de-aging thing, and that lost its it lost its shine in like the first 10 minutes. So,
right.
But it certainly wasn't bad by any means. And they were solid for this first, for the first season. 2 of the more solid episodes. We've got a couple of interesting ones coming up next. But yeah, these were quite good.
Would you take the serum?
Not a double dose.
Well, I mean,
if I could do the one and knew it was going to be safe and could
Yeah.
keep the other for Judy, absolutely.
in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat. Yep.
All right, folks. Well, that's Trek Tuesdays. We'll be back next week with When the Bow Breaks.
When the Bow Breaks.
Home Soil.
Which 2 interesting episodes we have coming up. When the Bow Breaks is a little it is this was we've been talking since the first episode about the fact that there are families on board, and we're finally going to show you that there are families on board. I mean, that's really what the episode was about. It was to point out that there were families, and and also to point out that it had been 2 or 3 episodes since Wesley had saved the ship. So, I mean, it's going to have to happen.
All right.
And Home Soil, very very sci-fi episode. It's an interesting, yeah, it's interesting. We'll get into it next week, but yeah, I think you're going to enjoy both of them.
All right, folks. Well, that's our Trek Watch-Alongs for this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Mark, for joining the channel. Or not joining. That's a different function. Subscribing. We'll see you back here at 9 o'clock next week with When the Bow Breaks, Home Soil. Be sure to like, subscribe to all the things, depending on what platform you're watching on. Share this with your friends. Leave a comment. Tell us what you thought, and we'll see it and we'll respond. Otherwise, folks, live long, stay nerdy, y'all.